Well, I guess I'm a Volkswagen guy. Now, I have owned a Mark III VR6, a 6N Polo Open Air, a Mark IV GTI, a Mark V R32, and an R36 Passat. But the one Volkswagen that I've always wanted to own was either a Mark I Golf or a Mark II Golf. Now, I can't imagine a world where I'm ever going to own both of those, so I thought, why not get the best of both worlds? Here I have my small bumper, single round, 1.8 8-valve Mark II Golf. Now, I've filmed a couple of intros for this video now, and I've filmed a couple of bits and pieces of me sort of cleaning the car up. But unfortunately, with me sort of impulse buying this car and a couple of shady acts by the seller, sort of put a bit of a downer on the whole buying of this car, because I've found a couple of issues where, had I known they existed, I probably wouldn't have bought this car. And not because it significantly affects the value of this car by any means. I mean, it's a Mark II in Australia, so it's always going to fetch decent money, but more because the issues that it has, I don't have the skill set to rectify them, and I don't really have the budget to pay someone else to do it. But before we get into the bad, let's have a look at what's good about it. It is a relatively straight example of a 5-door Mark II, and while they're not particularly rare, they're not exactly plentiful either. So to find one in this condition close to home, doing pretty good. The interior is in relatively decent condition, and it's mostly intact, and I'm a massive fan of the grey cloth trim, and it's good to see that the door cards for the most part haven't been hacked up for a stereo, and the parcel shelf is still in one piece. Mechanically, it seems sound so far. It starts, drives, stops, and all the electricals seem to work as they should, and to me it looks pretty cool. It looks exactly how I would style a Mark II. Low BBS wheels, fishbowl of glass, and yeah, just a very minimal clean aesthetic, but noticeably modified. But it wouldn't be a project car if it didn't need work. So let's have a look at what we got. So we got hazy and faded paint, and all the vinyl that has ever been on this car was all unfortunately cut on this car. So there is knife marks in every single panel. The wheels are reps, and the suspension is just mismatched coilovers from Jom and Max speeding rods. So while it does look the part, it doesn't ride very well. And the wheels are unnecessarily heavy for the size that they are. The shifter bushes, they left the chat a very long time ago. So now it's just a matter of pointing it in the right direction and hoping for the best. Now, onto a potential issue. Between me inspecting this car and then going to pick it up, this catch can was fitted. Now, I drove it home from North Brisbane drove it around for the week and put maybe like 100 Ks on it. The car sat then for about a month while I just sort of tried to figure out what I was actually going to do with it. And then I decided to check if the catch can had anything in it. It was actually completely full. Now, that had me a little bit worried. So I've emptied it out. I've since done nearly 100 kilometers with this car, and there doesn't seem to be any blow-by in it. So I don't know if this is going to be an issue that arises, or if the previous owner has just installed a completely full catch can. So fingers crossed on that one, because I got enough issues to worry about without having to put a new bloody engine in this thing. Now, when I got the car, the rear handle was broken and child lock was on, so I couldn't open the door. I was told that the handle had broken about 4 years ago, but I was supplied with a new handle, so I fitted that. I'll drop some clips in here. It was not that hard of a mission to get this off. Just drill a hole and unclip it, fine. Unfortunately, that was only to discover this. So I'll come back to that in a minute. Now, I've removed the washer bottle, relocated it to the boot. I plan on relocating the battery to the boot. However, when I removed this battery to see what the condition of the paint was below it, not only is there no paint underneath this battery, there is a fair chunk of metal missing from underneath this battery. There is a massive rust hole under this, and it's not structural, but it is definitely there. Now, it appears to be deliberately covered, and I was explicitly told by the previous owner that there was no rust in this car. Now, the bit of rubber that was below this battery looked new, and the battery that's in this car was out of his work car. So I can only assume that he knew that that was there. So going back to the door, I did find it funny when I got that door open, considering he said it was stuck shut for over 4 years. The jam was incredibly clean. There was barely any dust in it. So would it be a stretch to assume that that door handle was purposefully broken to disguise the fact that there was rust in that door? I mean, you can be the judge. I have already made up my mind, and it did put me in a bit of a bad mood for a while, but what can you do? It's my own fault, and I have bought like an old car. So to find these issues, I mean, while it's not ideal and it's not something that I know how to fix, well, yeah. It's up to me now to figure it out. All right. I was about to wrap up and get some snazzy B-roll of the car, but unfortunately I got a call from the kids' school to say that they were both unwell. So we're back home. Now, it might sound like I'm whinging. I mean, it's unfortunate, the issues that have arisen from the car, but at the end of the day, it's my new car now, and it was always going to be a project car. It's not like I bought it to be a daily. So what's a few more things to add to the to-do list? Now, this is predominantly a bike channel, but I put a poll up to see if anyone was interested in checking out the new car, and it was overwhelmingly in favor. So there's not going to be a massive amount of car content coming out, but I just thought I'd put a quick video together to show what I got. I mean, I'm pretty happy with it, and I'm keen to get stuck into doing a bit of work here and there, but I'm not a mechanic, so there will be no how-tos or anything coming out. If there is any questions that you want to know about the car, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll definitely get back to you. Also, you may have noticed at the start of the video, I rattled off a list of cars that I have owned, and in that list was an R36 Passat and an R32 Golf, and yeah, I've sold both those cars. Now, Carly has a new car, I have a project car, and I also have this. And I couldn't be happier.